Ha 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 ha. Broadcast broke. LOL. Lol. Let me do this real quick, cause people are expecting this. Lol. Stream broke. Hopefully this one doesn't. Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know if they can hear you. Yeah, fuck you, James. I appreciate that. All right. I don't know where I should start this, dude. Whatever. If you're just tuning in, whatever. I fucking explained this already. Finishing the first round of placement matches to see who goes into winners and losers bracket. First round, we got fucking Dave versus Big Gay Honest, and then following that, we got Joe versus Chris, Battle of the Behemoths, and then we got Pat versus Arvel, the most heated rivalry we've ever seen at Roma. All right, let's get this going, because if people are in, I don't care. Let's go! All right. Oh yeah, cracking open a cold Dr. Peppy. Look at Honest's fro, looking fresh as hell. Now, for those of you who don't know, Dave is a junior Olympic gold medalist. Am I making that up? 100%, but he lifts big weight and Dave's strong. What does Honest got? He's got that weird sexual vibe to him where he just wants to grab you and make you feel uncomfortable. And that's how he's going to win today. Dave already landed a huge right kick to the head. Honest is already trying to get fresh with Dave, and Dave is saying no to that. Dave trying to go for a good old classic dick kick. Honest, that's a secret weapon, though. He loves getting hit in the dick. As Honest, don't feel pain, only pleasure. Look at that. Alrighty, Dave's feeling real confused here as he is now seeing Honest likes getting hit. Kind of weird scenario we got going on, but we'll see what happens. Now, following these initial rounds, we're going to take a brief pause so I can set up this fight because... yes. But back to the fight. Honest is on the ground, just touching Dave's nipples, getting real fresh with them. Don't know what's going on. Dave is just kind of letting it happen. Honest getting him into submission. Don't see this too often. Let's see if Honest has it in him to just choke the fuck out of Dave. I don't really know what else to commentate right now, but Honest is not doing good on the ground at all. As Dave gets out of that easy arm bar real quick. Arm triangle, I corrected myself. Honest already going for another big grab, and Dave is just fucking pounding that head. Pause. But, Dave kind of rocking Honest's world, and he kind of likes that, honestly. This fight is very one-sided to Dave, except for that little 15-20 second control phase that Honest had. Besides that, Honest is just getting freaky, and I think he's just enjoying this fight so far. While Dave is trying to win this, Honest, I don't know really what the hell he's doing here. He's just kind of letting it happen. As Dave advances in, goes for another dick kick, misses that one. Goes for another jab with another lower left leg kick against Honest. Honest is going for a takedown. Dave reverses that and just knees him in the fucking nose. That's gotta hurt. Honest has got Dave exactly where he wants. Pin him against the wall, where Honest feels most comfortable and Dave feels most uncomfortable. Now Honest goes for another takedown. Lands this one successfully. This is probably the most successful wrestler, jiu-jitsu artist we've seen, and this can be attributed to Honest's very low center of gravity, as he's a little stocky boy, as he loves, you know, just grabbable. All right, never mind, guys. Honest is on top of Dave, just punching him in the fucking face right now. Huge strikes coming from Honest to Dave. Dave is in a very defenseless position right now, as he's just kind of hanging on, hoping Honest doesn't connect a really big hit. Dave is trying to get out of there. Honest is saying, no, I want to touch you, and I want to touch you how I want to. Kind of weird. I hope it's consensual. Dave looks like it's not, but I'm not the judge here. What's up? What do you mean? Dave is not white. He is very tan here. Do you not see his, like, Mexico filter skin glistening in the sun? You know, honest, I probably made him a little too dark, but... What do you mean, bro? I'm just talking about the fucking pigments and skin tone here. Now, for my audience, I don't know if you can hear James Frent. I didn't correct his name because I didn't really bother to. But, we will not be seeing him in any of the fight cards tonight, as he has earned himself a first-round bye as a result of fan voting. Along with that, we will be seeing Derek not participating, and the winner between Arvel and Pat, the main event for the placement matches tonight, they will be kind of determining who is the last first place bye, because blah, 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 blah. Math happens, and we need that. Speaking of math, fucking Honest getting put down, that has nothing to do with math, but, whoa, he got hit by a huge knee. Dave is just on the offensive, and I don't really know what's going on in this fight, as Honest just keeps just getting all up in Dave's grill, and Dave is just kind of freaking out, but at the same time, he is just laying the pipe on Honest. No pause. Honest, again, trying to get all up fresh, and Dave is just not liking this at all, trying to keep his distance from him, but at the same time, Dave is just laying haymaker after haymaker, as both fighters, never mind, Dave is just, again, laying a huge head kick as Honest fucking spears him like he's Edge from the WWE. Look at that. Now, both fighters kind of take a little snoozy nap. Now, at the end of the first round, honestly, I have no idea who won that, as Honest had so much control on the ground throughout that first round, but at the same time, Dave landed at least 43 just giant hits on Honest, and he seems absolutely unfazed. As I said earlier in this fight, Honest is not affected by pain. He only feels pleasure in this world, as we can see his very laxative stance from him. As fighters touch gloves, Honest is already approaching Dave, throwing a couple jabs and straights as Dave is backing up from him, trying to protect that body of his, as he knows Honest is going for that body. Dave missing 2 straight uppercuts, really tiring him out. Honest goes for a haymaker, misses that, goes for a clinch, gets punched in the face from Dave. Dave is really playing some great defense here, knowing what Honest's game is, knowing that Honest, in his name, Big Gay Honest, he is going to try to grapple him until he wins. Speaking of on top of stuff, Dave, huge leg kick to the head of Honest, lays him on the ground, and Honest is already submitting Dave again. This has got to be the most successful submission artist we've seen tonight, and by successful, I mean just attempting them, as no way this choke makes Dave tap, because Dave is a fucking warrior and refuses to tap. Dave is on top of Honest, trying to get some good head punches in, but Honest is just making Dave his little bitch on the ground right now. If they're on the ground, this is Honest's win, as he is putting him in a very weird position, trying to get him to submit. I don't really know what's going on right now, folks, but Honest just huge reversal. Now he is on top of Dave, as he's feeling froggy. He wants to be in control. Dave is saying, get off of me, Honest. This is kind of gross and weird, as Honest is already approaching Dave yet again. Dave's trying to keep his pace, throwing 2 hooks, jabs, I don't know, I'm kind of talking fast. Honest takes Dave to the ground yet again. Honest cannot be stopped right now, as both fighters kind of chill on the ground. Honest again, just hands on Dave's nipples, trying to protect him from the sun, as I am now being made aware Dave did not put on sunscreen on this fight, which, yeah, it is about 83 degrees in this virtual fight, and it can really damage your skin, guys. I'm sorry, I'm getting a correction. James French is telling me it's 84 degrees with some clouds, so sun shouldn't be too bad, but better safe than sorry here, as getting sunburnt nipples is the absolute worst. Dr. Pepper sponsor me. Alright, Honest is absolutely just dominating on the ground here, but Dave is just doing some weird twisty stuff I've never seen, like some Rey Mysterio stuff. Yet again, another submission from Honest, as he is trying for the 5th time now. I assume it's going to be unsuccessful, as Dave is just outpowering Honest, and Honest cannot land a solid hold on anything right now. He needs to focus more on wearing Dave's stamina out in order to maintain these submissions. But if he just keeps going for takedowns, that's not going to happen. As we see Dave escape that with ease now. Honest again, just on top. Just showing Dave, hey, you may be stronger than me, but I'm nastier than you, Dave. I want it more than you. And that may lead to a winner here today, as this fight may be led to a split decision win and not a knockout, as we've seen so much. Honest going for his 6th submission. I don't really know what he's doing here. He's kind of like holding him down a little bit in a weird manner. As the submission's developing, I can see he's trying to target that wrist here. My associate, James Frent, is saying that he is currently humping Dave, as Dave straight up humps him. That's kind of weird. That was a big hip thrust in Honest's ass. Don't know what that's about. I might need to get the ref to call this one, as this might be considered groping or softcore porn, folks. Sorry for my language, but this is quite disgusting, folks. I don't know what's going on here today. Honest throwing huge hooks to Dave's cheeks there, as Dave blocks every single one of them. Honest is just manhandling Dave, despite Dave being larger and stronger than him. Honest, like I said earlier, he just wants this more. He wants to be on top and have Dave submit to his will, as Honest never gives up on anything, as he's trying to put Dave in yet another submission. But, yeah, no, I don't know why he keeps trying to do this. This just is not going to work, as Dave he's stronger. Like, yeah. There's nothing really much to say here. Besides, Dr. Pepper, premier brand of soda, first soda ever released in the North American continent, as at least I think so. Dr. Pepper, please sponsor. Dave is reversing that submission into a top half guard position, as he is landing some nice chin shots. Dave is now in a full guard position where Honest is absolutely defenseless, can't do anything, but Honest flips him over yet again, wanting to go on top, some cowgirl style, some might say in the UFC. I say that's inappropriate, but I'm not the judge of that, folks. Round 2 is over, and that is absolutely Honest's round. Dave did not do jack shit that round, as we see some replays of Dave actually doing stuff. But Honest had control of that 5-minute round for probably 4 minutes and 12 seconds, if I had to guesstimate here. My coworker here, James, is worried about my breathing habits, and I can assure him I am fine, as I got a carton of chalky milk and a can of Dr. Pepper. Some person who I do not know named Ruben Lawson just commented, "Your life." I don't know what that means, but I appreciate the comment, as Dave is throwing some haymakers as he was in the first round. Honest is looking very wobbly, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling to the wall, trying to get Dave against the wall, as he does a judo takedown from the hip, already on top of him in a half guard position, trying to get Dave to submit to his will, as he often does with most of his other boyfriends. Now, Honest is just laying, not the hammer, but like a soft, sensual slapping. Like, he's just trying to like wear Dave down a little bit, not all at once, as he's putting him in the 8th submission of this fight. And honestly, I think Honest might just be going for score here, as Dave is absolutely defenseless against him on the ground. Dave gets out of the submission yet again, as Dave is pushing Honest to the side control position, where he is having a little more defensive capability, but he just chooses not to block a single strike, as Dave is now bleeding severely from his face. I would hope that's his face, at least. I don't know really what Honest is doing. I can't see the back view, but Dave is trying to get Honest off of him, but Honest is saying, "No, Dave, you're mine." And this is a lot of blood, folks, for just how little action we've been seeing. I am now getting confirmation that I have now misspelled the third name of this fight. Dave Schwartz ends in a Z, not an S. Honestly, do I care? A little bit? Is it going to impact the fight? I hope not. As Honest is straight up mounting Dave. What is going on here, folks? Alright, Dave's getting out of that real quick, as he feels real uncomfortable, that weird pokey feeling going on. Honest, again, in full guard position where Dave cannot defend himself. Dave pushes into half guard, and Honest just keeps on moving left and right, keeping Dave on his toes. But when I say on his toes, I mean on his back, as Honest is just absolutely dominating this fight right now, folks. I don't really know what else to commentate. Like, Honest, this is his game right now. Dave swept the floor in the first round, but ever since then, Honest has made Dave his, well, his little bitch. I'm gonna be honest, folks. I'm just gonna sit here, sip my Dr. Pepper in hopes of getting a sponsorship. Honest putting Dave in the 9th or 10th submission of this game. Now, yet again, Dave is gonna submit or escape with ease, as Honest just isn't big enough. As this fight has been going on, just like all the other fights before, these are open weight classes, and Dave significantly outweighs Honest, both in muscle and, I was gonna say height, but height isn't really a weight. It's more of a measurement, so I apologize for my inconsistencies. Oh my god, guys, I need to take a breather. 1 second. Alright, I'm good. I mean, I'm trying to be like, there's a term for, like, Mexican wrestler commentators that's, like, very specific, where they just always talk, but I can't remember that. There's a minute left in this fight. Dave needs to end this fight right now if he wants to get this win. Dave is bleeding heavily from his right eye. Honest is covered in blood. That's not his own, folks. That is Dave, and, that's a lot of blood for coming just from the eye, so I suspect Honest may have done something else to Dave, and that is why he is not feeling good. Ooh, I am just getting confirmation from an associate, Nate, that he's confused about the stream going on. What are you gonna say there, James? Yeah, thought so. Honest just falls to the ground for no reason. Don't really know what that's about. Maybe some style points. Going for another takedown. Dave backs up. Honest pinning Dave against the wall yet again. Dave reversing that and just kind of breaking this up. I think Dave knows very well that this fight is over, and he's just trying to not get groped by Honest any further. I can almost guarantee, folks, that this is a big gay Honest victory, as he had control almost throughout the entire fight, barring the first round. Alright, let's see who won this fight. Dave Schwartz surprisingly takes the victory. Wow, I guess that first round really carried him. I am shocked by that split decision win. I think that should have been Honest's all day, but I'm not the ref here. I'm just simply commentating, making the fights, creating the fighters, doing everything, but I can't actually say who wins. As we go to our second fight of the night, Joe Cadell, I hope I'm pronouncing that last name right, and then Chris Hennings. Now, these are by far the two worst creative fighters I made. I could not find good faces for either contenders, but I digress. That's Joe. That's Chris. Let's see what happens. These two are the biggest heavy hitters out of anybody in this entire tournament. And I thought it was fun to put them against each other. See who can knock each other down first. Again, folks, if you're feeling thirsty during these long fights, you can pick up Dr. Peppers on the way out. They will be on the cooler to your left, right outside the patio door, as we are outside. Now, Joe, huge leg kick to the head of Chris. As I'm getting a text from one of the referees, Nate, he said the decision is rigged. Don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I guess he said Honest was supposed to win. Dave won for some reason, but we're going to go with the final decision here, folks. Now back to the Joe and Chris fight. Besides that big leg kick, I have not seen a single other second of this fight, as Joe initiates a clinch, going for some body knees, does it again, goes for a little right hook to Chris's face, as we can already see some swelling and bruising on Chris's left eye, as he lands a huge straight to Joe's head. Joe, huge left hook to Chris, as both fighters are kind of just looking at each other, waiting for one to make the next move. Joe knocking down Chris with a 1-2 hook on top of Chris, hitting him with epic hits. Chris pulls Joe back down so he's not fully exposed to Joe's just left and right haymakers. Joe decides to get up in ground and pound position and just start punching the shit out of Chris, as they're both on back mount now. Joe decides to get up, trying to toy with Chris a little bit, as Joe's currently in southpaw position, lands a big left kick to Chris's head, as Chris says, "Fuck you, Joe. I'm gonna hit you a little bit too," as Joe's head is feeling hurt currently. Joe initiates the clinch, another big hook, as Chris lands a big leg kick to Joe's side. Both fighters just kind of staring, taking their time, evaluating each other, as they have deep history at Roma. As Joe knocks down Chris yet again, going for a leg check. Chris is just playing very passively here, as he catches Joe's leg and decides to let him go for no reason. Chris, huge left leg, right leg actually, sorry, to Joe Cadell, and he is feeling stumbly right now. Chris misses a big leg kick. Joe tries to slowly walk his way in as he walks away for some reason. Both fighters kind of throwing leg kicks to the body, trying to wear each other out, as Joe is approaching for what has to be a big haymaker. Never mind, another leg kick. Another leg kick. Let's see, will Joe throw a third one? Oh. Joe's not throwing a punch in the past 20 seconds. Kind of weird. As I say that, he just swings for air. This fight has definitely stalled out within the last 2 minutes of the first round. As I say that, Joe lands a big old leg kick on Chris's left side of his face, as Chris's head is hurting right now. Joe is the clear favorite of this round, as Chris hits a mean left hook to Joe's head. Both fighters are just headhunting at this point. Don't really know what they're doing. This might as well be a boxing match here. Excluding the 800 kicks that Joe's thrown, of course. Just jab after jab after jab coming from Joe to Chris, as Chris is backing up, feeling the damage, just trying to use that extra little bit of reach he's got against Joe, as he's kind of realizing that now, as he goes for a Superman knee with no avail. Joe backing up, needs to recharge some stamina, as he hits a big side kick against Joe. Joe kind of taking his time with the first round, as he knows he's the clear favorite right now, unless Chris does something drastic here. Yet again, this is very similar to the Brian Pilrain versus Dave Pilrain fight, where both are heavy hitters, and there just needs to be a simple haymaker, a big kick thrown to end this full fight, much like that right there, as Joe knocks Chris down with a mean uppercut, bringing Chris to the floor. He quickly gets up. Joe already going the offense. Both fighters kind of backing up here, playing the timeout. Joe's left leg is hurting bad here, folks. Chris hit him with a mean left leg check, and it shows, as Chris's leg is feeling hot right now against Joe. Last 15 seconds of the first round. Let's see if something big can happen here. As a tendency in this fight, I doubt anything cool will happen, but you never know. As I say that, mean fucking hit coming from Chris here. As we go into the second round, I honestly have no idea who's winning. Both fighters are playing very sloppy, but yet very mean. Second round begins. Will fighters touch gloves? They don't, as they fucking hate each other now, as Joe throws a mean elbow to Chris, knocking him down instantly as the second round starts. Big leg kick coming from Joe yet again, as he has been in control of all these haymakers, as Chris is just playing a defensive game, just throwing hook after Joe misses. Big hook coming from Joe to Chris. Yeah, I don't know, actually. That's a good question, James. James Frenton is asking why is Chris so much darker than Joe? I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure they're about the same skin tone in real life. But I guess that just must be a development issue with this game, as obviously I am incapable of making mistakes. I am getting word here that this is immediately after Chris came back from Jamaica, as this is why he's extremely tan. This fight's kind of stalling out here, folks, as both fighters just keep their distance, throwing some kicks, throwing some jabs. Nothing real serious going on here, as Joe is getting backed up into a wall by Chris. Don't really know what's going on here, as Joe has had this fight in his hand dominantly, as he knocks down Chris yet again and just kicks him for shits and giggles. He is targeting the body, and I don't know why, as that head is hurting bad on Chris. Joe is trying to get out of there in the half guard position, as he is just trying to land some headshots, as Chris is pushing Joe off of him, as he knows this man is too big to be on me right now. Both fighters kind of staring at each other, feeling each other up. Pause. Both fighters kind of throwing some jabs and straights here, as we're about halfway through the second round. Chris initiates a clinch, going for some body knees, landing big on Joe, as Joe refuses to block for some reason, as he might just be toying with his opponent. Now, could this finish very similar to how Dave and Brian's fight did? And it does. It does. Knockout immediately. 2 minutes and 54 seconds into the second round. Joe will advance as the behemoth fight ends. Now, the main event for the placement matches will begin between Arvel and Pat. This was a heated rivalry on the Pantry Station line where, I don't really know where it came from, but I assume both fighters just bad blood for one another. But then again, I don't want to say shit, as I'm not either one of them. I don't know. I'm just an observation guy. As Robert leaves, a fighter who lost in the placement matches comments best match coming up, as I will 100% agree with him here. These fighters are out for each other's necks, as we can see Arvel already getting ready. Already 5 missed strikes in a row from both fighters. This might be a sloppy one, folks. Big leg kick coming from Arvel, as that whiffs yet again. Arvel has only landed 1 out of the 5 strikes he's thrown. He's looking kind of sloppy today, folks. Now, I would say that Pat clearly has the weight and strength on Arvel, but Arvel has the reach and the leg strength, as he is a renowned kickboxer from Thailand, as he trained with Master Oogway from the Kung Fu Panda universe. As we can see, his leg kick speed is impeccable, folks. And I also, little legend has it, that Arvel went down into hell to meet Bruce Lee, and he trained with him personally. And yes, I am getting word that Bruce Lee is in hell. Don't know why. That's kind of strange. Wouldn't figure that. As we can see, that training is not really paying off, as Arvel has barely done any damage to Pat so far. Both fighters just keep swinging and missing, as Arvel lands a mean right jab to Pat. Leg check coming from Pat to Arvel, kind of hurting Arvel, as he is getting kind of damaged in the body here, as Pat's playing this one safe. He just keeps throwing leg kicks, as Arvel throws a mean Superman jab to no avail. No damage is really being done here, as I might have heard a bone crack in Pat's left leg from a leg check that Arvel did. Arvel is clearly trying to go on the offense here, as he knows Pat is just trying to play this one safe, because Arvel's kicks are fucking deadly, folks! As he is guys, I'm sorry. 1 second. Alrighty, folks, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. My dog got into the cat's litter box, and she had to be taken care of. I apologize for that. As we return to this fight, I see nothing too significant has happened. Arvel still on the offensive side here. As I say that, Pat landed some mean left and right hooks on Arvel. Arvel feeling staggered from that as he's keep into that body of Pat's that is hurting. As we can see, Pat's left side of his body is already bruising in this early fight so far. Pat is looking very slow today, folks. I don't really know what's getting into him, as he's just going for very slow, heavy-hitting punches, of course. But Arvel is definitely in control here, as he is currently in the clinch, landing a good 4-5 combo strike on Pat's face. Arvel landed another mean body kick, as we can see that is straight from Bruce Lee's, Bruce Lee's repertoire, as he lands a mean right kick to Pat's head. Pat is not feeling good, folks. Arvel is clearly the victor in the first round here, unless something drastic happens. Arvel landed another mean leg check on to Pat. Pat's just throwing desperate stuff here, as Arvel is toying with Pat, as he knows this is his fight to win. Pat has a mean dodge there, playing some good defense now. As soon as I say that, he gets knocked to the ground. Arvel kneeing him in the body here. Arvel took a little bit of damage from that right leg kick to the body from Pat. We can see a little cut forming on Arvel's face. Hope he's feeling okay there. Pat is starting to get pissed here, as a lot of his punches and kicks are just not being affected on Pat anymore, folks. I don't really know. Oh, as I say that, Arvel lands a huge spinning heel kick to Pat, causing a heck of a lot of damage here. Big haymaker coming from Arvel to Pat. Not a lot of damage. As we can see, Arvel does not have a lot of muscle, but what he lacks in muscle, he makes up for in spirit. He is known as the greatest Clash Royale player to ever exist, as this is his favorite pastime, besides beating Pat's ass, apparently. As the first round finishes, I'm going to give that one to Arvel, as he dominated that fight for nearly the entire go. Landing kick after kick, punch after punch. Pat was definitely on the defensive for most of this fight, despite a couple of big hits. Second round starts, Arvel going in, Pat going in. Arvel already landed a big couple jabs and a hook there. Pat doesn't know what's coming to him. Arvel is like a fucking Swiss Army knife, man. He's got everything in his tool shed. What can this man not do? Oh, and he just falls to the ground. This might be because he's suffering a leg injury. Don't know. As soon as they say that, he kicks Pat right in the belly button, really hurting him, knocking him on the ground. Pat is looking confused out here, folks, today. And as I say that, the more I look at Pat, the more I realize this looks nothing like Pat. The only thing that's similar is the name here. Not the same skin tone, haircut, facial structure, anything really, folks. So you're just gonna trust me. That is Pat. Don't know what happened. Maybe it's a new Pat from his new job. Arvel just trying to keep his distance, knowing that he can play his game with these big kicks as he lands one on Pat here. Ooh, big twisty spinny leg kick thing. Don't know the move of that. That looked cool. Arvel kind of making Pat his bitch currently, folks. Pardon my French, but it appears Pat's getting fucked here. As Arvel goes for a dick kick, unsuccessful. Just kidding, he lands a spinning dick kick. That must have hurt Pat there real bad. Pat going in for a mean couple of hooks, lands on Arvel. Arvel's head is hurting as he is getting back into a cage here. Arvel just trying to push Pat out. Pat goes in the clinch, trying to push him further in the corner where Pat knows he can win this. Arvel just going around, Pat just trying to confuse him as he never stops moving in this fight. As he misses a big wind-up body kick. Pat goes for a leg kick, couple of jabs. Arvel manages to block them all successfully. Ooh, another leg check. Pat loves to go on those leg checks on Arvel, knowing that he needs his legs to, well, walk, as every person does, except for, I don't know, maybe Stephen Hawking? I know he was, is he a paraplegic, folks? Or is he just paralyzed? Because he can move his fingers. I don't really know about that. I might have to look that up after this. As Arvel is on the ground, Pat is in the full ground and pound position, winding up on Arvel's body and head. Arvel is not doing a damn thing about this as he pushes him off immediately after I say that. It's almost he can hear me and he's just telling me, Tony, fuck off. That's simple though. Arvel will always be a love of mine. Arvel going for Pat's head and body, getting nothing but air here. Speaking of air, that's what Arvel's sucking in right now, as Pat just knocked the wind out of him. Arvel is looking hurt here, folks. No, James, like, he's just sucking in air because he got the wind knocked out of him. Ooh, Pat is on the ground. Goddamn, Arvel. Arvel going to town. Okay, James, I don't want to get into this, okay? I'm getting kind of sleepy, all right? I'm just trying to have a good time watching my virtual coworkers beat the fuck out of each other. No, it's fine. No, James, me and you can keep talking as the audience only hears me. That's fine. I'm A-okay with this. It's not that hard. You click like you click like 3 buttons, dude. Like it might just because like you're an old man, or it might because you live settings.
Hey, pull the trigger. Give me your best shot. Okay, let's go.
Is your liver okay? As the second round is winding up and me and Poochie's conversation's going away as he is sounding more retarded as we go, folks. There's 30 seconds left in this second round, and Arvel's looking hurt, Pat's looking hurt, but both fighters have so much heart in them, especially Arvel with his ability to keep getting knocked down and keep kicking the fuck out of Pat, boys! Pat just needs to land one big haymaker on Arvel's light frame, and it is lights out tonight, folks. But yet again, Arvel has the increased reach, especially in the leg department, as his legs may be significantly weaker and smaller than Pat's. But Arvel's like a fucking ninja, guys. He just never stops moving. As this third round starts, we see this random referee just kind of staring at Arvel. Kind of weird. Might have a crush on him, honestly. Might have to introduce him to Honest after this fight, the way he's looking at Arvel. Pat goes for a big body kick, trying to keep some distance away from Arvel, as he is a dangerous man in the octagon. Speaking of that, he gets the shit kicked out of him with that kick. Arvel landed a huge spinning heel kick against Pat. Pat going for some jabs and hooks. Big leg kick. Arvel is in trouble here. I just want to remind all the folks here that all the donations and money we make from the stream will be going directly to a GoFundMe for James Frent's new liver, as he's in dire need of a new liver, folks. If you want to contribute to this, just go to 1-800... It's not real, by the way. I'm kidding. This is a complete false thing. I don't know. Whatever. No. Oh, yeah, no, I did start the GoFundMe, actually. That's a real thing. So, you can go to GoFundMe, and I can maybe figure out what the name is. I kind of forgot, but yeah. Arvel is in trouble right now as Pat is landing big haymakers. Arvel is trying to just keep his distance, like I've been saying all this fight. Just focus on them kicks to Pat. Pat is not feeling good right now. One big kick or one big hit could be the end of this fight, folks. As I say that, Arvel hitting a big kick. Not the end of the fight, though. I kind of lied. I'm just trying to make this more exciting. Arvel, another spinny leg kick. He loves to do that weird shit. Arvel is on the ground. He is knocked in the next week as Pat is on top of him. focus in that body for some reason. He should just be hitting that head, as Arvel's head is hurting right now. Arvel pushes Pat off of him, as he knows he needs to just keep away from Pat in order to either hopefully get the split decision win or land a big head kick like he did there. To everybody watching, I'm just curious, who do you guys think's gonna win this entire tournament? Because honestly, I have no fucking clue. Like, honestly, fucking, like, Honest was dominating Dave, and he got robbed of a victory there. Steve beat Lucas, which is honestly the biggest upset of this entire tournament, as Pat, he's a huge takedown on fucking Arvel. Did not see that. As Pat's just putting his dick in Arvel's face. Kind of weird there, as he is a minor. Don't really know what that's about, Pat. But Pat is on top, punching Arvel's face, as he's just saying, hey, Arvel, fuck you. Pat is on top in the half guard position, landing some strikes as Arvel pushes him off. Arvel kicking his body, keep that distance away from him, as he is in trouble now, as Pat might have retaken this fight with all the damage he's caused Arvel this third round. Now again, folks, this is to determine who is the first seed and who will be getting the last available bye of the second round winners bracket, as I put this tournament together very poorly, and this is what I decided to do to keep things as easy for me. Pat catches a big body kick from Arvel, focusing on that head yet again. Arvel playing some good defense for this last minute and a half here in this round. As I say that, he gets hit with two huge body shots. While Arvel won the first and second round, Pat is clearly winning this third round here. Both fighters look absolutely exhausted from this brutal fight here. I'm getting some whispers of the Derek and Jeremiah fight. Yet again, that had to be the best fight of the entire night, as both contestants were bloodied and just fucking, like, dang near dead, honestly. Arvel lands a huge heel kick to Pat's nose. That's gotta be hurting him. Couple boogers fell out of his nose here. If you are just joining us tonight, folks, this is the end of the placement matches, as we decided to put a halt on that from a couple days ago, as the Arvel and Pat fight will be concluding here with the next 20 seconds, either by decision or by knockout, as Pat is trying to make this by knockout. Arvel is pushing him away, just hoping, praying that he gets this victory. Going for haymakers, hitting nothing but air here, and the fight will be over in 3, 2, 1. That's fight, as Arvel lands a very cheap after the whistle hit. Curious if he's going to get punished for that one. As you see replays of this fight, we will soon see who is advancing to the winner's bracket. And your winner for tonight is Arvel, the man, the myth, the legend, the Kung Fu Warrior. Why would I ever show this to Pat, dude? No, because I fucking texted him that we're doing this. Alrighty. How do I do this? Exit. Alright, so Arvel advances to the winner's bracket. And our first fight of, I don't fucking know, what is this? Yeah, so the first round of the winner's bracket. How many fights do we have tonight? 1, 2, 3, 4 fights. Where are we going, guys? Let's go to, sure, let's do this one. Alrighty, guys. Yeah, Arvel made it over him. Lol. I was kind of surprised by that, but at the same time, like, not really, because it is a fan vote. Like, I had everyone who at Roma today vote for that shit. Yeah, you voted for yourself, you fucking penis. Alrighty, here's Max going against Steve. Alrighty, then we have Brian Pilrain going against fucking Dave. Wonder how that one's gonna go out. Let's see here. Okay, James, you don't gotta get really weird and sexual with me here. That's kind of gross. James, you're making me feel kind of uncomfortable about here, how you're talking about Max and Steve. I don't know what goes down between them, but you can keep that to yourself here, sir. No, I know. I'm just making you look bad because I can't hear you. I have no idea. Alrighty, so how these fights are going to be going, we got White Trevor versus Joe. Followed by that, we got Brian Pilrain versus Dave Schwartz. Steve, as I don't know his last name, versus Max Faust. And then me, Tony Williams versus Tate Padula. What am I doing here? Starting events? That's what I'm doing. As we are out of the backyard and into an actual arena. How cool is that, guys? Moving on to the hot fucking weather. That kind of sucked.
Coming up next is the UFC heavyweight division collision.
Let me get a guest speaker on for this fight. Hey, do you want to say anything about that most recent fight, Nate? Do you want to say anything about that most recent fight? I'm kind of interviewing you right now.
But it's hard not to leave the dance and leave the walk with the boxing skills.
Boys, Lucas, what do you have to say about that last fight?
Called the boxer if I possess that set of skills. If I had the ability
I don't know
to
if one
target as well as he does.
Arvel, oh yeah, okay, no, I remember the fight. It was a great victory on Arvel's part. He was clearly the champion in that situation. Yeah, unfortunately, Pat was just out of the depth, for lack of a better term. He was just, there was no way. It was like, he's just out of his league, unfortunately. Arvel is too swift. He's quick with his kicks. He's good on his feet, light on his feet. He really has a good range of motion with his swings, Arvel. It was one-sided.
Alrighty, I appreciate that, Nate. Thank you for taking this time to talk about the last fight as we were getting on to Trevor versus Joe.
Of this young man.
Now, Trevor and Joe, they are similar but polar opposite fighters, as Trevor is a straight-up brawler in your face. He's going to spit out blood. He's got piss and vinegar in his veins. And Joe is a just big, mean, heavy fucking slugger. Some would compare this to a lion versus a grizzly bear. I wonder who's going to win in that one, huh? Wonder who? As this fight gets underway by an actual referee in an actual octagon. Both fighters feeling themselves, touching their fists, doing the same exact emote. Going to touch the gloves. Nice, feeling respectful. Trevor immediately lands a Superman punch on Joe. Trevor already missing two big hooks, kind of feeling tired after that, as he lands another Superman punch, as that is easily his favorite move. As he lands a mean right leg kick to Joe's left side of his face.
That's a big strike right there.
Trevor's dominating this fight so far. But then again, it has not even been 30 seconds, so this is still anyone's game. as Trevor is definitely at a disadvantage both in weight, power, strength, pretty much every measurement, but he has got a heart of a lion here, folks. As we know, Trevor in his first fight versus Black Trevor, that was the battle of the races. Don't take that with anything more than a grain of salt, as that was simply the fight card name. As Trevor is going for a backhand spin here, Joe is playing some great defense now that he is familiar with how Trevor plays this. Joe just kind of feeling this out. Big kick going to Trevor's head. Trevor missing a big overhand hit and a couple of hooks. Trevor just swinging for air right now as Joe is cornering him. Trevor missing yet another Superman punch. Both fighters in the clinch. Trevor going for yet another Superman punch. Don't know what he's thinking, as that is not even that great of a move. That is more just style points for the fans here. I don't know why Joe just keeps going for these little straights, jabs, leg checks, as he has so much power in those arms and core of his. If he just lands a single haymaker, this fight could be over very soon. And Trevor realizes that, as every single time Joe even takes a swing, Trevor gets right up in his face, tries to interrupt what he's doing, as that happens right there. Big leg kick from Trevor to Joe. Trevor is not messing around. Race war or not, he is taking down everybody. Big body kick, big head kick, big Superman punches coming from Trevor, as this seems to be his identity this fight. Just go for kick, 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 and then some style points for the fans, as he's going in the clinch, breaking that off. Don't really know why he did that, just kind of wasting some stamina there. Joe, big hooks, followed by bigger hooks from Trevor. Big spinning elbow from Trevor, as that is knocking Joe down. Joe might still be tired from his last fight, as he's on the ground, as he might get knocked out here from Trevor. Trevor decides to stop punching, going the offense here, and just decides to lay down for a little bit. Don't really know what that's about. As Joe is clearly feeling himself now, as he got the wind knocked out of him there, as both fighters are in the ground position here. Trevor taking full control in the half guard, as Joe is pushing him off of him. Joe needs to get going here, and he cannot start that by just missing some easy elbows and punches. Trevor is playing this flawlessly, as he knows his opponent, as he's already landing big head kick, big jabs and straights, and Joe is knocked out in the first round. What a bout from Trevor, folks. Big upset here tonight. As we move on to the second fight of the night, I already forgot, but it is either Steve versus Max or Brian versus Dave.
Let's get you some replays now. Certainly a lot for our replay guys to work with in the truck. This was a clinic tonight in terms of mixed martial arts acumen in every realm of it.
No, not Dave, not Daddy Dave.
He did everything in this championship winning performance.
Yeah, that's kind of just how it happened. It was just with the voting and seating, it's Brian got put up against either Dave or Big Gay Honest. What's up? What do you mean? This is all fan vote. I put every person that was even a possible winner's bracket guy, and everybody got votes, and I just tallied it top to bottom, whoever got the most votes. Went from 1 to fucking 11th seed.
It's harder to deliver on those promises you make to the public. Tonight he did exactly that. Congratulations.
Yeah, I made that apparent. So if that did happen, womp womp, I don't care. No. James, I don't give a fucking shit, dude. Like, fucking, who cares? Alright, as Trevor advances to fight Derek next week, or next time we do this, as we start this one here, Brian Pilrain versus Dave Schwartz. Brian Pilrain hoping to perform a lot better than he did versus his first fight versus Dad, where he was getting hit left and right all throughout the entire fight until he just hit a mean knee to his father's head and temple, where he might have paralyzed his dad there, but he did get the dub, folks. So Bryan here is a winner. He is trying to get that money, trying to get that belt, and trying to be known as the king of Roma, being the owner of it. Speaking of that, Bryan here today is representing not only his father, not only his son, but the Holy Spirit of Roma. Some say he is the second coming of Jesus in the restaurant industry. Only time will tell in this UFC fight, as Dave and Bryan's fight is kind of in the stalemate so far. Nothing too extreme happening as Bryan lands a big left hook against Dave. Dave lands another left hook against Bryan. Big body kick from Dave to Bryan as both fighters are just kind of feeling this one out, seeing where things are going. Bryan yet again being kind of passive here as he was against the fight on his father. But here he is landing a ton more jabs and punches. Dave can't seem to play any defense here tonight, folks. But then again, he didn't with Honest, and he did get that split decision victory. Bryan possibly hoping for a knockout victory, much like his first fight, however.
And he's looking for that left hand, just missed. Oh, and he connects with a
that is a nice Dr. Pepper, folks.
The speed at which he throws is crazy.
Ooh, and we can see that Bryan is feeling staggered? That's the right word. After that big leg kick from Dave to his head. Dave initiating the clinch, getting a big knee to the head to Bryan. Bryan is already bleeding. Kind of a lot of damage. Bryan just loves to dish it and take it. Bryan seems Jose Bo. This is not the wrong place, man. I mean, if you want to see some epic fights from the Roma staff, this is where it's at. Bryan going for a big body kick, landing and connecting on Dave Schwartz with a Z, not an S. Dave trying to do the same thing, misses here. Both fighters landing a hook simultaneously as Bryan is just swinging left and right, hoping to hit something as he misses 3 straight punches. Ooh, Dave going for a big punch, misses but lands with a big kick. Bryan yet again just going for some jabs and straights, trying to just get that score, play it out to the final end of the third round. But these are two powerhouse boxers, folks. We will see a knockout and not a split decision, as Bryan is not feeling good currently, as he's back into a corner, catching his breath, trying to recollect himself. But Dave is just kind of manhandling him yet again, how Bryan's father was in his first fight. But like I said, Bryan has the capabilities to fucking kill anybody in a single punch. Speaking of that, he is on the ground getting the shit beat out of him. Dave is just landing hit after hit, and Bryan is refusing to even put up his hands to block it. Don't really know what this is about. As he goes for a spinning leg kick, just does a little 360 ballerina twirl. Don't know what that's about. Dave lands a big right hook, further causing bleeding to Bryan's nose. Dave is hitting every hook he throws this round, folks. Yet again, another mean hook as both fighters go for leg kicks simultaneously, hit each other in the ass. Kind of a nice little courtesy pat on the butt, if you ask me. Bryan going for a big overhand, misses that bigger leg kick, connects that, as he is still hurting bad from all of these hooks that Dave's landing.
Back in the clinch, look for him to hang on his opponent's head and try to wear at his gas tank.
Bryan is hurting, folks, and we might see a knockout here. Ooh, big overhand, actually blocked by Bryan as he is adapting. Who would have thought of that? Both fighters just kind of relax in this last 10 seconds, trying to stay chill. But Bryan is re-engaging for some reason. Don't really know what that's about. Big backhand from Bryan to finish that round off. Now, I would say that one is a clear favorite to Dave, as he just played a cleaner, better round than Bryan. Despite Brian having a very good early start, after the first 45 seconds, that was all Dave. As this second round is about to commence, we will see Brian getting cleaned up by his cut crew. Both fighters going in the center of the ring, refuse to touch gloves. Dave already going for a big head kick. Brian missing a Superman punch, looking tired. Brian is wobbly right now, folks. And Dave's left leg is hurting severely after that leg check from Dave. I mean, Brian, my bad, folks. Kind of, yeah, I know, I suck ass at it right now, that's fine. Big Superman punch, though. Ooh, Brian is looking good this round. As soon as I say that, Dave just lands a mean uppercut. You know, I think Brian's mean of fighting is just throw 8,000 jabs in straights and maybe land a single overhand haymaker to hopefully end the fight. But that does not seem to be working for him here, but it did against his fight against his father. I am very aware, James, that he has paid me but like a good 98% of every dollar I've made these past couple years. But this is just an AI representation of a very fictional created fighter I made of him. So honestly, I'm rooting for him to win, because then that's just like, yeah, Brian, you are the shit. But speaking of shit right now, Dave's shitting on Brian. On paper, this is a very even match, but as we can see in reality, Dave is just playing a cleaner fight as Brian lands a nice spinning backhand. That definitely hurt Dave, but Dave seems absolutely fine right now. You know, if Dave doesn't show up tomorrow for work, Brian wins this. Fucking disqualified. Fuck that. Yeah, Dave, I know you're watching this. Show up to work tomorrow, bro. Not cool. Oh, Brian is on the ground right now as Dave is repeatedly going after that head. Brian successfully gets out of that top ground and pound position as he's just chilling on the floor right now. Backed up into a corner. Dave yet again knocks him down. Big, straight, bigger body kick. Brian doesn't know where he's at against Dave here. Dave looks like a completely different fighter than he did against Honest. Ooh, Brian knocks Dave back a teensy bit as Brian is knocked out halfway through the second round from a mean hook from Dave. Dave has got to be the greatest straight-up stand-up boxer we have in this entire fight, folks. As Dave next week will advance to fight Arvell. And again, folks, right now, the last two fights we have of the night will be Steve versus Max, which we are seeing next. And then the final fight of the night will be your commentator himself, Tony Williams, versus Tate Padula. Both Mata Midai natives, as we see yet another replay of Brian going down from the hands of Dave.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean is going to stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 46 seconds of round number 2.
What's up, James?
Declaring the winner by knockout and oh, there he is after a huge
Dave looking real happy yet again. That is Dave Schwartz with a Z, not an S. I apologize for that, Dave. I do not apologize for the incorrect spelling of James, as I don't care. Well, yeah, I know I spelled James right. Fucking dumbass. I spelled... Never mind. Okay, as we get going on to Steve versus Max Faust. Fun fact about Max Faust, he has an older sister named Grace Faust. That's pretty cool. I don't have an older sister. Maybe you guys do. I know Nate... yeah, Nate does. Yeah. Cool. Alright. Alrighty. As we... James, you're a wiener. Fuck you. Fucking do it, bitch. You won't. As, honestly, I forgot! Steve has a rat tail, folks. Honestly, it's kind of a signature look at this point, as Max has got to be the clear underdog here, much like he was against Nate. Hopefully, Max can play a very clean, good fight against Steve and get that victory, as, he's got to be the underdog of this entire fight, and I did not expect him to even make it this far. As Max throws an overhand, completely misses. I don't know what you said there, James, so I'm just going to ignore it. Max is kind of backing up here in a corner as Steve is kind of having his way with young Max, much like he does on the Saute prep list. Ooh, Max hitting a nice uppercut followed by a good straight and a hook. Speaking of hooks, Steve hits a hook followed by a left uppercut, hurting Max's head a little bit. Max is already looking very hurt against Steve. Steve, despite his old age of 143, hits like a Mack truck. Ooh, nice spinning elbow from Max. Hit that at the perfect time so he wouldn't take that big elbow from Steve. Max is trying to keep away well against Steve, but that's not really going to work here, as he does not have any reach against Steve, as Steve is significantly taller, stronger, and bigger than Max. I don't really know what Max can do to win here besides just play as perfectly as you can. As, don't mind me, folks, I'm going to just open up this carton of chalky milk. Max is on the ground getting beat the fuck up by Steve. This might be a very early finish of this fight, folks, as Max brings him in, trying to regain some of that lost stamina and head health. Steve is yet back up on top of Max. Max brings him in to make sure that he is not getting knocked out quite just yet, as he wants to advance to the semifinals of this bracket we got going on. Steve backing up. Yet again, the rat tail is all of his power, you could say. It is his godlike relic. It is what brings Steve life and power. If Max simply grabs a hold of that, he might be done, folks. I'm getting a question from Robert Leaves in the media stand. How many chalky milks? ... The comment went away. I'm going to assume how many chocolate milks have I drank? I am almost finished with this first half gallon, as it is fucking delicious. What do you mean? Yeah, these are half gallons, right? Well, yeah, no, I drank like 3/4 of it. Like 8:30. Oh, no, that's like, I mean, yeah, I could, but that's just gonna give me a tummy ache, bro. That's not cool. Yeah, no, I'm not yeah, I'm a deviant when it comes to drinking that chocolate milk, but like, I'm trying to enjoy myself, James. I'm commentating this fight. I want to sip on that exquisite titty milk of the brown cows, because everyone knows brown cows produce chocolate milk. I refuse to believe otherwise. James, my lungs are fucking huge. I will never pass out, ever. Yeah? Oh, are you trying to make a small dick joke about me? That's real mature, you, James. Okay? How about you just focus on this fight, motherfucker? Yes, Shelby. Titty milk of the brown cow is chocolate milk, and whatever Nate Navarez tells you is absolutely false. Steve landed a big hook on Max Faust here, as Max is looking beat the fuck up, as Steve is going for a takedown, and Max is denying that, entering the clinch against Steve, pushing him away, trying to keep his distance yet again, as Max seems lost in this fight, not really knowing what he can do, as yet again, he is smaller, not as strong, and he has not nearly the reach that Steve does. Fun fact about Steve, he makes very above average soups. Pretty cool, guys, am I right?
Steve got him hurt very badly.
All right, so there's the end of the round. He stayed committed to doing damage upstairs and landed a seminal blow in that round.
It was accumulation of those strikes. He kept hitting over and over to the head. Eventually, he found the...
Alrighty, folks, as we enter the second round of this fight here. Both fighters choose to not touch gloves as Max is getting pissed off at Steve for trying to tell him to do his saute prep list. But then again, you could make the argument that that is Max's job. As Max lands a big head kick against Steve. Steve is looking battered on his face, but Max, he's keeping in this fight. He does not have any... What is it? Not give up. I don't know. Max is not giving up on this fight. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. He is absolutely giving it to Steve right now, as Steve is trying to play some good defense and counterattacks. But Max is entering the clinch with Steve, landing some huge body and head attacks? Knees? Knees to the head and body. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, I can hear you, James. They can't hear you. I turned you off. Yeah. Fuck you, James.
Position with that jab, doubles up on it now.
No, I can't hear you doing that. I turned you off because I wasn't expecting anyone to join. Ooh, Max is hurt by a big head kick as he is stumbling right now. Steve misses a big opportunity. Oh, I was telling you to try to turn it on to just fuck with you. Max lands a big axe kick and knocks Steve down with a spinning side kick as he's putting him in the clinch against the wall, trying to get some good body shots in. Yeah, no, in your settings, I can tell you how to turn it on after this, and if you want to commentate with me next week, you can do that. As Steve lands a big axe kick and knocks the fuck out of Max, as Steve shows, I am dominant, I am the Soup Master. And that rat tail yet again proves to be all the sorts of his power. Steve is a force to be reckoned with, folks. As Steve is moving on to the next round to fight James Thorent in next week's battle.
He found a weakness in his opponent's game. The left kick, over and over, he was able to land it.
So far, the first round is over as we are advancing to the second round, and we will only be previewing this seeding of the fight, where it'll be me versus Tate Padula, and then that will conclude us for tonight, folks. Max is looking quite upset as he thought he could do this, but yet again, so did Lucas, now Max. Both fall victim to the power of the rat tail. Soup maker himself, Steve. You know, so in the first fight against Lucas, he seemed a little too beefy, like too much muscle. And then, so I tried to make him have like skinnier arms, but I didn't want to make him like fucking, you know, like noodle. So I thought that was a good balance. And here we are, folks, with the final fight tonight. Your commentator himself, Tony Williams, going against Tate Padula, and you have no idea how weird it is to commentate myself in the third person, as that just feels disgusting, but I'll try my best. Now, Tony Williams here, has a big weight difference on Tate, but Tate has a huge reach advantage, as he's like, I don't know, like 6'9", but he's, I don't know, like 130 pounds, some shit. I don't fucking know. You know, Tate's big reach advantage, big kickboxer. Tony is trying to get inside, getting Tate's pause, just trying to land some big haymakers, get some good grapples in, play his game that he did against Rob. As Tate goes for a body kick, trying to push Tony away as he knows he wants to get up inside him. I'm sorry for that, folks. Tate lands a big leg kick to Tony's side. Tony already looking confused right now as Tate tries to go for a knee and Tony goes for a mean jab, stunning Tate in his tracks here. As Tate's face is already starting to bruise, as we can see his chin starting to get very red. Ooh, and Tony's hit by a huge haymaker from Tate. Tony catches his breath real quick and kind of tries to reevaluate the situation, as he is almost an identical scenario as he was against Rob. Tate playing this very smart, just trying to play keep away from Tony. Tony goes for a leg hit and Tate just takes it.
tie here. Oh, and he lands another huge
Tony Williams don't really know what he's doing here, as he's just standing in the middle of the ring, letting Tate come to him. And I don't really know if that's working too well, as he is getting hit hard.
Back to the left hand now, unable to connect.
Tony Williams just kind of circling Tate, just trying to check him out here, seeing what can he really do here against this great kickboxer of Tate. Tate getting hit by yet another leg check. His left leg still feeling great, but a little damage as Tony catches that leg, goes for a punch, and Tate blocks that. Tony's receiving a decent bit of damage here to his head, and Tate is looking A-okay, folks.
Have expired off the round 1 clock here.
Tony going for a takedown, and he lands it. Getting on top of Tate in this full guard position, trying to get in that half guard where he does successfully. Tate pushes him back in full guard. Tony is on top, punches him in the face, and Tate pushes him off successfully. Tony yet again trying to focus on those legs of Tate's, making sure it hurts every time he throws a kick. Tony hitting a nice good combo of jabs as Tate retaliates with a big crane kick to the chin. Tony entering the clinch against Tate, getting a good hits in. Tony gets a good body shot against Tate. Tate looks kind of lost right now as he lands a big head kick against Tony. Tony's head is starting to bleed a little bit here. Getting a little worried as Tate lands nothing but air against that big kick. Fuck. Don't call me an anal bead, you fucking old man. Yeah, Tate's kind of fucking taking this over with his long legs. What's up, James? Good strategy, good strategy.
Able to check that kick as well.
Ooh, big crane kick from Tate, really hurting Tony right now. Tony's looking in trouble as he's looking lost right now. As Tony enters the clinch and Tate rejects that. Big body kick from Tate going to Tony. Tony kicking nothing but fucking air. Don't know what that's about. Shelby Noggle is asking how much Bacardi is James downed. LMAO. James, how much Bacardi have you drank so far?
Oh, that'll ring your bell. Head kick.
Okay, well, James gave me a shit answer, so I will give you a quote from the hit TV show Transformers: More Than Meets the Eye, as James is a deviant when it comes to drinking Bacardi, folks. As Tony knocks down James, put him in the clinch, getting a big head punch in.
So straight, so accurate.
Tony going for that clinch yet again, starting to find his rhythm. James just answered me yet again. He said a quarter of 175. Now that, folks, is the reason why we're trying to raise a new liver for James, as he, for sure, without a doubt, will need one within the next probably 3 weeks if he keeps this tendency up of drinking this heavy.
Oh, right hook attempt, no good.
James is now crying in the corner as he realizes he is going to die soon here, folks. The first round is over. Both fighters bloodied and battered. Tate's got a mean cut on his left eye. Tony's not feeling too great either, as he has just received nothing but kick after kick to both his body and his head. But despite all this damage, Tony is yet to draw blood despite, you know, getting fucking hit a lot. What's this joke here, James? Get another joke from your joke book? Ooh, big Superman punch coming from Tate as Tony just whiffs 2 fucking kicks for no reason. Tate Padula is showing he is a boxer here, folks, as Tony is feeling wobbled. Hey, James, I hope you're aware they can't hear you, so I'm not going to respond to everything you ask.
Oh, he lands another strike to the body, really starting to connect.
No, I know. No, if they could hear you, that'd be pretty epic, but they can't. Next week for sure, though. Next week for sure.
Well, one got through. That kick was blocked.
You ever play The Sims?
Nice punch, Lance.
So, like, in The Sims, if you talk into a mirror, it raises your charisma. You should try doing that to, like, practice commentating.
Oh, yeah, right here.
Because I certainly don't want to hear you talk, James, so... Both fighters throwing nothing but air right now. Well, you fucking shit the bed with that audition, James. No, you did fine. I'm just being a little dicksy right now, as we are currently live in a fight. No time to audition, as Tony takes down Tate in the ground and pound position, as he is now in the full guard, going to half guard, and Tate is just refusing to let Tony do what he wants. Honest was much more successful in this position. Yet again, Honest is a different breed of man. He is just a one-of-a-kind person. Tony going for some good hits here as he gets hit by a mean fucking kick. Both fighters seem to be very even despite Tate's... Oh, what about Padula?
All right, so he's landed some good shots tonight, but this is not a combo meal, right? No three-piece, no soda.
Ooh, big hook and uppercut coming from Tony. Tony's really feeling himself here as he refuses to play defense, especially against some head kicks. As he knocks Tate back. Honestly, this is anybody's fight right now. James Frent, the silent commentator, wants me to tell you folks, the audience, that he's going to go fire down a heater. Great job using his length in that situation. Ooh, and Tony is hurt by a very quick, devastating kick, and he is knocked out as Tate Padula advances to the semifinals. The fight right there, it couldn't have landed much more flush than it did, and I'm not even sure the opponent saw it coming, quite frankly. So, near perfect execution on the strike that ultimately results in the KO here tonight. Right, let's re-rack the highlight now. What time is it, dude? Oh, it's 11. Yeah, I should probably end this here. Alrighty, it's been a... yeah, no, I was thinking about possibly just finishing the second round, but I'm like, yeah, no. Yeah, alrighty. Yeah, I'll hop on Battlefield. Alrighty, folks, that was a great last fight of the night. Tate proven that he is a great kickboxer and a boxer, that he is not just one-dimensional. As, that concludes our fight cards for tonight, folks, as next week we will finish the entire second round, the semifinals, and the finals to see who will be crowned as the Roma's men. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it'll be 6 fights next week, because first week was 8, this week was 7, next week will be 6. Yeah, you like that? You like that? I planned the shit perfectly, James. Fuck you. Alrighty, folks, it's been one hell of a night. My name's Tony Williams, your commentator, and don't forget to applaud James, who we're really doing this all for. I appreciate all the hard work you folks have been doing. Thank you. I am Tony Williams, signing off. Have a wonderful